YouTube? Back again, man, with another video. Hope your day is going well. Mine's going well. It's all good in the neighborhood, right? Look, topic for the day is, what taxes do you pay in the dump truck business, right? What taxes do you have to pay as a dump truck owner operator, right? That's a good question. I got some answers for you, okay? All right, so obviously, I think most of you know, if you've been living longer than a day, that you have to pay taxes, right? We have to give Uncle Sam his and what he requires. And that's important, because if you don't, they will come see you, right? And so when it comes to these taxes, I prided myself over the years of paying them all that they're supposed to have, paying them consistently of what they're supposed to have, and then paying them timely, which means on time, of what they were supposed to have, right? And obviously, you need to know that if you get into making real big money, seven figures, not six figures, but seven figures. And I can tell you, I have touched the seven-figure mark a couple of times in my 20-year career, right? What you can expect, even with some write-offs, you might have to pay a little something, okay? All right, one thing about business, anybody will tell you, any kind of business, you need inventory and things that you can write off to help try to manage, the amount of taxes that you owe. But bottom line is, if you're seeing a profit, you're profiting $200,000 and $300,000 or $100,000. You can write off. You just got to make sure you're doing it legally, and you're doing you keep things that you can write off and depreciate, right? All right. So what are just the regular things though that you're gonna consistently have to pay tax wise, right? Well, first of all, payroll taxes, right? I mean, it's just a normal thing. If you got a driver or you on salary and paying yourself and taking taxes out, you're going to have to pay federal taxes, right? Federal withholding is what they call it, right? And there's a certain amount that comes out, right? All right, let me help some of you out. There's the withholding book, which shows you the amounts that come out, right? So it's not rocket science for you to figure out. You can go on the IRS website, irs.gov, and type in withholding taxes, and there's a book. And it shows you, weekly, monthly, daily, if a person makes a certain amount, how much tax needs to come out, depending on how many dependents that they have, okay? All right, so you can expect, if it's a driver or if it's you and you're paying yourself as a salary and taking out taxes, then you're going to have to pay turn in those withholding taxes, let me put it that way, okay? All right, so we know that that's just what taxes on your income. Typically, those are, depending on how much is taken out, it could be something that you file monthly, but definitely quarterly, right? I've been in both situations where I've had to, just send it on in monthly, and then I've had situations where we file what we call a 941 report. My CPA gets that together. I don't handle that. I just send in the check stub showing her what was made, what was taken out, and she handles the rest, right? And then at the end of the quarter, she'll send me what I owe, if there's something owed, because like I say, you're supposed to have taken it out. And what I generally have done over the years, when I take out that amount on a driver's check, I just stash it in a savings account and hold it there until it's time for me to send it in the quarter, okay? Let me say that again. For when I had employees, and even for myself, whatever the amount of taxes that would take it out, I would write myself a check of that amount, stick it in the business savings account. And that way, when it's time, either at the end of that month or that quarter, most of the time, that it's time to send those taxes that you withheld in to the feds, then all you do, I would just transfer from that savings to the checking. All right, I wouldn't be surprised by that I didn't hold it back out tangibly. I did it on the stub, but did I actually move that money is going to be the question, right? You don't want to be surprised that you have to start writing this stuff out of your regular money because you didn't tangibly stash it somewhere. And I just did that to keep my books clear and my mental understanding of what I did with the money, right? And then send it in when it's time, okay? All right, so that's your federal withholding. But then also, you got your state withholding, right? Kind of like really the same concept. You're taking out state tax, right? And state withholding. And again, that can be done monthly where you send it in, or you can also file your quarterly report and send it in to what? The Department of Revenue in your state, right? All right, and that's the withholding taxes. I won't be redundant, but the process kind of works the same with your federal withholding, right? And that's tax on the income, right? Based upon how many dependents that person has and all that kind of stuff. Pay it quarterly or monthly. Your choice. Sometimes it depends on if you, when I had 3 employees, that was a lot of tax that was being taken out in the course of the month. So I was ending up filing monthly. But now, since it's just me and a little part-time worker that I'm using, I basically just file quarterly on both. Okay. All right. But I forgot what that threshold is. If it's $2,000 or $3,000 a month in taxes taken out or income or something like that, then you have to pay it monthly. But if it's over that, then I mean, you don't have to pay it monthly, but if it's over that, you do. All right, so I hope that's clear. Okay, if it's not, leave some comments and I'll be glad to answer that question. Okay, look, if this video is valuable to you at this point, hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. I'll be glad to respond to your comments. All right, so you got your federal withholding, you got your state withholding, but then you got your unemployment tax, also tax that you have to pay. All right, this is what kind of helps to fund, I guess, the accounts of when you need unemployment. If that particular employee, and I have had some employees that either I fired or they quit or whatever the case may be, go and file unemployment. All right, well, that's the reason why you have to pay that as an employer, right? And it helps to fund if that particular employee later on needs unemployment, okay? All right, so also I pretty much do that one quarterly as well for unemployment, okay? So unemployment tax, federal withholding, state withholding, unemployment. But then let's talk about Social Security. Some of you know it as FICA. All right, that's 7.65%. Then you got to match it. So let me explain this to you. All right, the FICA tax pretty much is Social Security and then the Medicare match, okay? All right, and what it is the employee is taxed at 7.65%, and then you have to match that, right? So when you're taking out their particular tax, my rate, just say for instance, is 0.765, right? Whatever the gross is, I multiply that by 0.765. That gives me a figure, right? Whatever that figure is, that comes out of their check. Right? But watch this. The business, me as the owner operator, I have to match whatever that amount was, right? Right? Did you hear that? I have to match whatever that amount was that was taken out for Social Security and FICA. Okay? All right. And so that's another tax that you have to pay. Okay? All right. And so I hope you got that. Social Security, Medicare, that's where you have to match the amount that's taken out of their check, depending on what your rate is. My rate was that. 0.765 times the gross, and then I match that, okay? All right, now finally, road taxes, right? You knew that, right? Obviously, it costs you to run on the roads of your state, at least it does mine, every year. It's $364. It goes to the feds, not the state. All right, but so did you get that? You have to pay the feds to ride on the roads in your state, okay? All right, for triaxle 67,000 pound rated trucks, it's $364 a year. All right, and this is where they get you at. You have to pay that before you can renew your license tag, right? Right, you have to take the previous year road tax statement in with you to renew your license tag. If it's not up to date, you can't get no license tag, right? So they have fixed it, so you're going to pay them road taxes, okay? All right, so look, that's all I got for y'all, man. Taxes that you pay in the dump truck business, I'm going to summarize again. Federal withholding, state withholding, unemployment tax, Social Security, FICA, where you have to match whatever that amount is, and then you have to pay road taxes, right? Right. Look, I'm out of here. Hope this has been helpful. No grind, no shine. Country CEO, I'm gone.